Okay, so as usual, setup took me like an hour. We're gonna hope everything turns out nice. It's gonna be a bit more tricky because we're moving from my iPad to a bunch of just random stuff on my computer. Because I like to make things difficult for myself instead of just using the normal stuff other people would. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. And I think, where the hell did it go? I already lost something. No, I found it again. Okay. So, I'm still gonna stick with the... Did I unmute my mic? I did, okay. I just had a moment. I was like, wait, did I? We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. And I'm not 100% sure if it's all gonna end up okay. So, I suppose what I could do... Let me just put my please hold up here. I'm very proud of that. Let me disable the preview so it doesn't slow down my computer. And we're just going to make a lot of noise in the background for starters, and then I'm gonna open the game and show you what we have so far. So the only thing I did off screen was add the texture, but I can show you how to do that essentially. So what am I doing? I just went into I went into autopilot mode. So yeah, that's the only thing we did. It was add the texture. So that's good. The game is opening. I apologize. I don't know. Let's see, can I usually... Oh no, I can. Hopefully my sound is off. It is not. Okay, perfect. I wanted to have the ability to monitor my stream on my phone because I always do that on Twitch. And my FeralHeart Unleash is taking a while to open for some reason. Here we go. So I should be able to take away this one and do this instead. It might lag a little bit to start, but it should go away. So I don't remember if I have shaders on at this current moment. I probably do. But we might turn those off to get a actual proper look. If this will ever load. There we go. So I'm gonna turn the shaders off to give you just how it looks normally in game. And I think it's preset 4. So this is where we got, I did notice something I forgot to do actually was pull this darker stripe down to the back, but, you know what, I might finish everything and then do that off screen as a, like, just for me thing. There's also these bits back here that I didn't sync up correctly. Apparently I get messy on stream, and I didn't notice that stuff, but yeah. So with fur and everything, we're gonna go through and do what I plan to use for her. Oop, nope. Sorry. Slick back. I think last stream I said I don't normally use slicked back fur, but I actually like it for her specifically, so we're going with it. I'm gonna be completely honest when I say she does have a teeth file in already. I don't know why it's not working, but we'll get there when we get there. It's probably something really silly in the code, which we will be looking at the code today. I'm a little torn on how to do that, because I'm pretty sure there's more of the ways on how to do that than just the way I do it. but, you know, yeah. So we'll show you in here how she looks, and I think she looks okay. Like I said, there's some areas I'm going to fix with the fur. This is just my thing, my opinion, you could say. I don't mind harsher edges, like in the head region right here and near the tail right here. This one actually bugs me more than this one, and the reason why is because it's very obvious. With this, it looks a bit more natural just at a glance because of the fur. It kind of connects nicer. This on the booty, that's more egregious. And the tail and the butt are not the same color, which does bug me, but you know, it is what it is. So what we're gonna be adding for her, she technically already has eye shine, so I don't really need to add that. I just need to add her eyes. We're gonna be adding claw shine. We're gonna be adding nose shine. Probably mouth and teeth shine. She already has teeth shine. And she already has... Does she have mouth shine? I just recycled which one. No, but for some reason... Oh, I know why. I haven't done her tongue yet, technically, so it's not gonna look correct, because I usually do the tongue last. But her face is very cute. For some reason for her specifically, and I'm not sure why this is, because this doesn't usually happen. Again, I guess me streaming has created an issue for myself. You can see the seam along her face, and you usually can't see that. So I'll bring out Bean as an example. That's not Bean, that's a commissioned one. I guess you can see it there too, which is really weird. Is this Beanie Baby? No, where the oh, she's 29. Huh. Beanie Baby's 29. So this is my main girl. You don't see a seam with her, and I'm wondering, I mean, you kind of do here, but that's just where the textures converge. So it's less of a, I mean, it still is the seam, but it's less of you seeing the seam and more of you seeing the textures actually come together. And I'm realizing that my hand track is only catching one of my hands. Hello? We'll deal with that later. Okay, anyway. So yeah, I don't really... Oh, and here's another one I was working on. Which again, you don't see that seam there. And I won't go through a lot of these. The Deuce is one of the first ones I made that was asymmetrical, so she's a bit wonk. But, yeah, some of them you see a seam and some of them you do not. For some reason with her, you kind of do, and I'm not sure why, because it should all be fine. There might be, like, minute differences that I'll have to fix, I'm not sure. Sorry, I need to take a drink of water. Okay. So yeah, just stuff we have to fix. I'm wondering if we make the ears bigger, we'd have to make them quite large. Oh, little baby ears. Okay, so anyway, before I get too distracted by little baby ears, I guess wolf ears kind of makes it go away. But wolf ears, they're cute, but they look like little baby ears. And it's not necessarily the model, it's because I'm so used to using the sharp ears, but the wolf ears do look like wolf ears, so they are accurate. So we're gonna go back to the please hold screen because we're going to be moving to Photopea, because I mean it's just Photoshop, but on the, like in your internet. I have access to Photoshop, I'm just lazy. And we're gonna grab a few things before I unveil the screen, because how do I put this? I'm gonna be making her completely custom eye textures. However, what I do is I have a little template for myself So I'm grabbing that real quick. And the template is technically a eye from someone else, but I erase everything. Well, I don't erase everything. I color over. Oh, you'll see. You'll see. Let me just photo P group. Okay. So I'm actually realizing that I need her reference, and I don't think it brings up. Let me just stare at my screen. Let me wave to mark this moment. Waving. I'm trying to see if it brings up my file explorer. Okay, no, it doesn't. Not that it really matters, but I also just don't want to fucking show everybody my personal files. So she should be. Her name starts with H. H. Ooh, the alphabet kicks my ass sometimes, not gonna lie. Here she is. And I am going to grab her reference just to get her eye color. I might give her different colored eyes if I feel like it, but I don't know if I'll feel like it. So what I do in this scenario is I delete this layer. I alpha lock this one. I make this as big as possible, and I do that. And I just realized I need to bring up my chat, because I keep... And if I do this, I don't know if you can see it. I guess it doesn't really matter if you can. But anyways, oh, okay. I see. Let me just boop, boop, and I'll put that over there then. Hopefully I remember to look at it, but I guess it's also on my phone and I'm just a silly goose. Okay, so what I typically do for the eyes, I guess it depends on what kind of eyes I'm going for. For her, it's not gonna be anything too special. I don't like how... I'm probably gonna go off of just what her reference has. So what I typically do is something like that. Sometimes I make the outer rim more harsh. We might have to do that. And then let's look at her. She has two different colors. She has a lighter one on the inside. It's probably not going to be super noticeable, so I'm not even going to separate the layers for it. And we're just, well, I guess it is kind of, but you're not really going to notice it in game, if I'm being honest. And another reason why, because her pupils are probably gonna overtake it. So there's a few ways you can do pupils actually, depending on the look you're wanting. You can put them more in, or you could just keep them down, or even the middle. We'll try roughly the middle and see where we get. We'll do a bit bigger ones. And then what I do make all these clipping masks. Sometimes I will do this by hand. We're gonna try and see if today is one of those days where I do this part by hand and it looks nice, kind of. Oof. It's slightly lagging. Photo P is one of those programs, well, I wouldn't even call it, I suppose you can download it. It can lag a little bit depending on like everything. But it's just because I'm streaming that it's lagging a little bit, because it normally doesn't. Then where does she just has them all. And I want like a smaller one there maybe. And then sometimes I will duplicate this layer and I'll go to, I think I usually do screen. Or where is it? Luminosity. And I'll go to filter and I'll Gaussian blur the top eye shine to give it a bit of shine. careful though, because sometimes it does that, and I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's because of the luminosity, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Now that yeah, let's see if we switch to, yeah, I don't know why it does that, but I guess in this case we're gonna use screen. So what I personally do for my eyes, because I make them move, is I separate them from each other. So I will name this IR. And one handy thing I'll do is I'll just bring this in, and then I will flip it horizontally and go IL. So, and then what I'll do, you won't really see this part because I'm flipping through. I go from my downloads into her file and I paste those into her file. We're gonna take a look at her file in a minute. After I look at her code and figure out why her teeth aren't working. Don't really know why. They might start working here in a little bit. Sometimes some of the files can be a bit wonky. It's really just how it is. Another thing I'm going to do, and I'm gonna bring in both of her heads, which I accidentally opened, and whatchamacallit? I'm gonna bring in both of her heads, and I'll let you take a look at this. She doesn't have a tongue on either of these, so we are going to add one. And I have one on my desktop that I typically use and edit a little bit. If I can find it. Because I'm not going on my actual desktop, I'm going through the list. And I hate going through the list, but it's what we're doing. Okay. I found it. Fantastic. Okay. I go and I erase this one. I just realized this isn't technically the file I meant to grab, but this works perfectly because the tongue's already edited the way I want. This texture usually has a uvula, but canines and felines don't have uvulas, so I remove it. It just, I don't know. It bugs me a little bit. It shouldn't, but it does. So I'm gonna replace those. And, oop, I did not mean to enlarge that. We're gonna go back to the eyes. We gotta close the head one. We're gonna have to edit them again here in a second when I grab the nose for, oh, thank you! When I grab the... What am I saying? I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna have to use the head again when I go to add the shiny nose. But what we're gonna do, because I want to check it, we are going to... I lost my cursor for some reason. There we go. We're gonna switch to... I don't know why I had to put on the please hold. I really didn't need it. We're gonna switch over to... Where did I go? Did I turn myself off? I did. Sorry. And then I accidentally left Photopea on. Oh gosh. I'm a mess. Okay. So it's gonna load. And we're gonna see how that goes. Because usually the eyes are something I tinker with a bit, just to make sure they are how I want them to be. Because you know the saying, the eyes are the windows to the soul. So they're a pretty important part of the preset, I find, personally. It's gonna lag here a little bit, probably. Maybe not. As usual, it's gonna take a second. It's just because I'm streaming, which is fine. It doesn't really matter. Okay. And modern and 4. Okay, those aren't bad. I don't mind those as much. Especially for her. Her eyes do look a bit weird because she does have a bit more black around her eyes. So, so she kind of looks, bit... I don't even know how to describe that. She just has a whole look going on. But I actually like those eyes. But I'm just going to... And her teeth are now working. Huzzah! I had a feeling it was just because her eyes were missing. And the inside of her mouth is also working. Beautiful. So yeah, her eyes are looking quite well. You don't... How do I put this? So with the darker part of the eye, like up top, I just do that because usually if they don't... Do I have an example? I think... Yes, of my girl Teller here. This is one of the very first ones I made in Procreate, so it's a bit muddy looking. I apologize. When they don't have the shading up top, I think it's fine, obviously. Sometimes, in my opinion, they can look a bit bug-eyed, because she's just staring at you from far away. She wants to know if you have games on your phone. So I usually add some shading up there to kind of give it a less bug-eyed look. Even on the ones where, I mean, she does have pupils, but they're not as apparent, and it just makes them look a little less, I guess, menacing would be the word. Or you could completely remove the eyes with some presets and just give her fake ones. That's problem solved. She looks so crunchy. I really need to fix her head markings, but again, she's one of the first ones I made on Procreate, so we're just gonna ignore that. But anyway, if you prefer the look without shading, by all means. I think those look perfectly fine, and a lot of people are way better at making eye textures than I am because I go the more simple route. But yeah, now that her eyes are done, we can actually switch back to Photopea, but it's going to take me a second because I want to grab all the necessary files. And yeah, so we're going to close that. I closed her head files, so that's why I'm just... I have so many windows open, actually. Or, not windows necessarily, I have so many, whatchamacallits open. And now that I'm thinking about it, I do noses a particular way, that I would not recommend, but I still do it. Since we're gonna make her tongue, shine as well, I could have left them on the... I'll probably put them on the same thing. The coating's gonna be fun. And by fun, I mean, God, why do I torture myself? It's not even that hard. It's just a lot of stacking stuff and a lot of me remembering what I want to do with this preset. She's on the simpler side, so it should be fine. So now that we're in here... So... I'm lazy. I don't know if it comes across in this stream, but I am heckin' lazy. So let me just add a new layer. So what I will typically do, I'll increase the tolerance to make my life a bit easier. When I make masks, you can do it with... Oh my god, this is actually gonna be painful. This tongue is so detailed. What I do is, if it's a mask where... I can pretty much just copy and paste it and use the actual texture as a mask, I'll do it. It doesn't matter to me. I think it works fine. I've never encountered an issue in doing it this way. Would I recommend it? Probably not. It could probably lead to many issues. I just do it because I'm lazy. And I would actually recommend, if you're doing the nose, I would recommend to feather it, so it's not as stark when you have the shine. Since her nose technically should be symmetrical, that's the same nose, isn't it? Yeah, that's the exact same head. Hold on. I thought it was the other one. It's not. So if I do that, yeah, it's just a tad different, but it's not different enough. So, oh wait, I needed that. Oh shit! You know what? No, it's fine because I can just go. We're gonna do a fancy, so we'll do that for the different noses. Since her nose is asymmetrical, and I'm doing the we'll see how this works. I don't actually know. Oh wait, no, yes I do. I'm a silly bean. Never mind. I was going to say, because I'm silly, that I'm not sure how this is going to work in terms of having the mouth shine, but the mouth, this is one half of it, so I'm just dumb. Bean, when I did Bean, because Bean was the first one I really added a lot of effects to. Oh shit, I didn't want to do that. I gave her like teeth shine, nose shine, her mouth glowed. Her nose doesn't glow, but I'll get into that. Oh shit, I always forget I have my tracker on and then I touched it. Oh no, give me a second. This burns. Okay, anyway. Hello? Nose out. So anyway, she has a lot of stacked effects, but her face is symmetrical, so I didn't have to do a lot of the finagling. I wouldn't even call it finagling. It's just more coding, I guess, technically. And you will see, oh, there's one little, oh, that's gonna piss me off, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Why did you, okay. Okay. We're gonna do this over again. We're just gonna, because I don't want any mistakes here, okay? And this is nose L, right? Nose L. And then nose R. So yeah, really the only difficult part of this, I'd say, is keeping your sanity while adding a bunch of shit in the code. As long as you know like what you're doing in the code, you'll be fine. Why did it? I misspelled something. I did, yeah. I replaced one of the heads. Well, luckily it's in here. Luckily the right head is still here, so export gosh, I need head R. I was wondering why there were 3 of those, and I found out why. You can't see, but I can. Alright, so we got everything we need? Yes, we do. So minimize this. We'll go to the eyes. Or actually, we'll go to please hold again, so I can formulate my thinker, my brain, my noodle, if you will. And also so I can. Okay, that's fine. Let me think. So, oh yes, we also need to create a claws one. I was trying to think. Luckily, the claws one is going to be super simple. I'll bring you back to photo P. Okay, so so if you'll notice, I have a little spot right here. I'm just gonna copy and paste that, if it'll let me do that, because it's very slow. Copy paste. There we go. That's my claws. That's all I need. If you have claws that are you can technically make them multicolored. It's a bit more difficult because of how the UV is, but you can do it. Then you might have to up the threshold or tolerance. But I'm a simple person and I didn't do that because she has white claws. So we're gonna go again to please hold. You're probably sick and tired of that screen, but again, we're just we're doing it for a reason. And I realize I have more than one of these open and I don't need them open. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, I didn't really think about this, but ooh, okay. So, I think, oh shit, did I not? No, I think I did. I think it's right here. So this is her file. So let's look at what we have here in total. We have her body, her head, her tail, her teeth, her claws, her nose, and technically mouth, her eyes, and then these two shines. So what I typically do is I have two different shines. I have one for the eyes, which is the eye shine, and then the shimmer for everything else, because eyes are more reflective, so you see there's trees and stuff in this one, which I think this texture was made by Nubtail. I don't know who this texture was made by, and I'm sorry. I probably should figure that out 100%. But yeah, this one, you can't really make out any details. It's just shiny. And you can use that one for pretty much anything. You can also make more metallic ones if you have like a metallic texture that you want, but she has no metal on her. She is just an organic wolf dog thing, canine. So I think these are all the files that she is gonna need, but there are some presets that require over 40 files, like a commission preset that I did, I think it was last month or this month. Time is melding together. I ended up having about 40 something files by the end of it, because each animated frame is its own file. It's a whole thing. So now we're going to bring up this. This is the coding. So for her coding, as you can see, very simple so far. Did I not close the file explorer? I did not. I thought I did, but I didn't. Anyways, coding's very simple. Then you get into this one, which is the eye movement and eye shine, and nothing really. What's the word? Nothing more special besides that so far. So to be honest, there is a page where you can look up that, like, there's several resources to show like how to code, and it's a lot more overwhelming, or like it looks more intimidating than it is. I'd say the thing that people probably have the most trouble with is how to stack things. So how do I put this? Think of the way a drawing works, right? So you do a sketch, then you line, and then you do color, or even a painting. Painting will probably make more sense for this analogy. acrylic paint or oil painting, you stack the paint. So whatever you put on the bottom, this is the bottom, is going to be covered by what you have on the top. So if you have, let's say, a scrolling effect, what I typically do, unless you're using a mask, because I'm pretty sure you can also mask it, if you're just using the transparency of the main body, you will want that scrolling texture under the body, so it'll be above it in this, which is kind of confusing, but essentially above it in the code is below it on the actual body. So for any like shine effects to a certain body part, you're gonna want to put that up like underneath it in the code, and it'll show above what you want in the game. It's hard to explain. I've been trying to think of a better way to explain it, and I honestly can't, except for maybe the painting analogy. I thought maybe painting on glass would be a good one, but then it's not, because whatever you put down first is in the forefront. So it's like the opposite of painting on glass. So it's also not a good analogy. It makes sense in my head, the painting stuff, and just, you know, but I've been doing this for a while, and after doing like several, I don't even know how many commissions, you kind of just get used to the way that the codes work. And at this point, a lot of the coding for me is a lot of copy pasting from other codes I have and I've done. So for her, what I would do, if I'm being honest, is I'll go to Bean's code and I'll take a look at Bean's code and I'll just use Bean's code because it's just easier. So for Bean's body, there's a lot. Well, I wouldn't even say it's a lot, to be honest. It's not. It just looks like a lot because of the way the coding is and the way it works. So the only part I want of this is this portion, but, and there's a big but in this one, I don't want emissive. Emissive, you're taking away the shadows. So nothing in FeralHeart Unleashed or the original FeralHeart actually glows. You're just taking away the shadows. Doesn't glow. You're just taking away the shadows of that body part. Oop, I did not mean to do that. So automatically the claws should work. Another thing about the emissive, because it has no shadows, the colors are going to be different. So say if you have a marking that's the same color as the base color of the fur, and even if you like texture it, because I texture the emissives as well, it's not going to show up the same. It's still going to show up differently. In the character creator, it'll actually blend in a lot more, but once you get in game, the lack of shadows really shows. So you're gonna notice it. So another thing is we need the, we don't want the tongue glow, but we do actually, actually what I might do here, shit, no, I can do it this way. I'm just being silly at this point, to be honest. And we'll do this. And her nose also includes the tongue. That's kind of where I tripped myself up. But it should be fine, So yeah, whenever you're adding effects to a texture, you'll only do brackets. You won't do another pass. There's no point to another pass. The teeth are something fun. Look at this shit. It's crazy. So the teeth, also very simple. I just take this, copy this. Get that out of here. And then I do this. I don't do that because I do this. Because otherwise it'll show weird. Right? Right. Had to verify with my brain there. Brackets are something that I think mess a lot of people up as well. It's just something that you get used to. So we're gonna go from coding to please hold. Even though it says switching screens technically. I don't know where my quality went on my stream, but I think that's just me. I think it was just me. And then we're gonna open the game. Open. I'm gonna wait for the game to open completely this time before I switch over, because otherwise it's just staring at a white screen, but you might as well look at me dancing instead. Might as well. I just realized, is this... What is this doing? I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking at my OBS and I just noticed something. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Let me just double check something. We're all good. Okay, anyway. Oops, shit. Why does it do this? It's because I'm silly. I'll let preset maker open again before I switch over, because it just loads faster, I think. Or probably not. If I timed it, it probably wouldn't load any faster. It's still streaming, so it's still gonna be stubborn. Oh, Lord. Ooh. There's that spicy leg. Okay, anyway. FeralHeart, get away. Okay, K9, modern, 4. Ah, we love that. I did something wrong. This is a great learning moment, though. So we'll keep her up as a reminder that we did something, and we'll bring up coding again. And we'll take a look. And it's the head specifically. So let's look at what we did. I'm not really seeing... Oh, you know what? I am seeing an issue. It's really important to make sure your files are named correctly. There she is. Beautiful. Okay. So in case you didn't see... I realized you couldn't see what I was fixing. Because I have coding beneath it. I will put coding above it. No, we put it in. God, I hate that it does that. And then I put on please hold. Please, just there. And I just, okay. Let's put below, but not in. Below, but not in. Can you do that? Absolutely not, apparently. It's so silly. Okay, there we go. Let's take a look at the code. So what I did not do is I didn't rename the nose. Can we see the coding? I think I'm still struggling with it on the back end. I think... Oh, I'm also behind in my own stream. There we go. Okay, anyway, sorry. I didn't rename these, so they were just nose instead of nose L and nose R. You can name them whatever you want. It could be monkey. And as long as it matches the code or matches the files, you'll be grand. Doesn't have to be anything special. So now she has a little nose shine. And her mouth should also have that shine, but we'll have to test and game. Her claws should also have that shimmer. But let's get her dazzled up before we check that, just so And I just like doing this because it really helps me visualize what she'll look like when she's fully done. Nothing other than that. I also, actually, I want to give her teeth shine. I should do that. I meant to, and oh, how cute. Okay, anyway. I have decided to also give her teeth shine. I think that was my intention in the first place, and I kind of forgot to do that. I forgot one plume test. But I mainly want to test the inside of her mouth and her claws, because I can't really tell by the inside. Okay. Yep. Do her teeth have... Oh, her teeth already have shine. I was gonna say, wait, they should. They should. So yeah. And her claws also have the shine. So she's very fancy. Her nose makes me angry, but it is what it is. So yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer has her nose. Fantastic. To be honest, she might pretty much be done. I can't remember if there was anything else I planned to do with her. Yeah, she has weird seams. I'm wondering if it's the texture? She shouldn't have these seams by her ankles. That's all one uniform color. So yeah, I don't know. I might have to look into this texture to see if the texture is the issue and not her. Whatever's going on with the head, though, might be me. I don't know. I don't know. That's the weird part. But yeah, let's look at her paw pads. I'm not gonna add any shine to her paw pads. I did forget to texture them, actually, now that I'm looking. They're just plain and pink. What sin? But yeah, I think for the most part, she's done. I can't remember if there was anything else I wanted to do with her. But look at her. She looks so sweet. And now she Angie. I like this one better. There we go. Angie. Does she look like... Does she... She kind of has that issue where it looks like she's looking kind of past you. Which is another reason why in some presets you can... I'm actually going to lift my mic because I realize it's been a bit low this entire time. You can push the pupils more in. I did that with Bean, actually. Let me get Bean to show you. So with Bean... Actually, you probably can't fucking tell I'm talking about it. With Bean, her pupils are nudged just a little bit inward. I don't think I did that with anyone else. I might have done it with Deuce's new eyes. Kind of, maybe? I don't know. Deuce is also looking up a little bit. I do like Deuce's new eyes. They're very pretty. I do need to fix everything else about her, though. She really needs an upgrade, bless her. And, of course, Teller does, too. But yeah. For a minute there, I forgot which one she was. But yeah, she's pretty much done. There wasn't a lot of coding involved with her. And there also wasn't, like, a lot of files involved with her because she's relatively simple. And if you didn't want any effects at all, the coding would literally just be changing the names of stuff to match either the PNGs or the coding. Regardless, they have to match each other. So if you change the PNG names, then change the coding to match. If you change the code names, then change the PNGs to match that. It really doesn't matter as long as they match each other at the end of the day. But yeah, she will be... I'll probably edit her a little bit to see what the deal is with her face and her ankles. And I'll... Oh dear God. Oh no. But anyways, I might fix the part on her back right here, and I'll probably fix her bum. But other than that, I think she came out quite decent. She's certainly not the type of design I usually have. I don't think. So it was nice to play around and make her as a preset, despite having weird issues because I just ramble on stream like I'm doing right now, and I forget to I guess do things like bring down the stripe, which I remember discussing. I was like, I'm gonna bring down that stripe down the back, and I never did. And then just having the butt not match, which if we make her shorter, we can see just that piece is really annoying. I don't like how it doesn't match. So yeah, I'm gonna fix that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sometimes the clickies don't like to work. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end this stream. I might start a new stream because I want this to be separate, so I can download this and then edit it into a hold on. Do all of them do? I guess they do. I never noticed that. That's really weird. Hanton was not made by me. Hanton was made by Misfit. I love Hanton. He's great. Yeah, I never noticed that the reflections don't move the same. I just noticed that with her. But anyway, yeah, I might start streaming something else. I don't know. I have no idea. Or I might just immediately start fixing her off stream. But yeah, this was a shorter one. So sorry about my little ramble. Yeah. Thanks to those who tuned in. I am going to edit this down and make a more cohesive video out of it, and probably record some parts I didn't discuss in this. Like I remember I said I would show how to get the texture on here. You can code it in, or you can do it in a photo editing program. If you do it in a photo editing program, you can just paste it on top and then set the texture to multiply, and it should go on nice. What I typically do is I'll mess with the opacity and stuff, and it, you know, it can turn out decent. You can also mess with it in other ways and it'll turn out really nice. But in coding, I'll probably record a video on that just to make it easier on myself. But yeah, I'm not gonna do my end of the stream because the GIF in that's really old, and I'm actually in the midst of like animating a new outro. Or I might just have a little video of me dancing, like I have for my please hold screen, which is called my switching screens screen technically, but I have it like labeled as please hold. But anyway, yes, thank you for watching. I don't know what my other streams will be. Probably just AO and like other games like that. But yeah, bye bye.